comic books, movies, TV, and more. Nerds are everywhere. It's time to assemble! It's Nerds United.
Hello, welcome to an unconventional Sunday evening show of Nerds United, a Jittery Monkey podcast. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko, the co-host of the year, Mike Luther. Hello, Mike, my friend. How are you, sir?
Sir, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for rearranging your life to do this on a Sunday night.
It's quite all right.
You're a real mensch, you know that?
Sometimes Sundays are the fun days, you know?
That is true. That is true. So it's been just over a week. How have you been? How has your week progressed?
Week's been good. You visited me very briefly. Greg got to see the shirtless Mike.
In all of his glory. Really.
Now, Greg, I'll be honest with you. I'm very, very shocked you did not see boxers only Mike, because normally that's how I walk around. I don't even know why I put shorts on. Because here's the thing. So Greg messaged me at the same time somebody called me. So I was on the phone with this person, and I couldn't respond because Greg said, I'm telling the listeners, but Greg said, hey, are you going to be home in the next 15 minutes or whatever? Didn't know how long this conversation was going to be about. So whatever reason, I put pants on. I honestly don't even know. I really don't. 90% of the time, I'm walking around here boxers only. But yeah, so Greg dropped off a nice little present for me.
So, and by the way, it's a good thing that you had more than boxers on, because I was swinging by your place to drop off a gift. Are you going to enjoy the gift tonight, by the way?
I don't. It's downstairs. Do you have one? I'll grab one if you do.
I have not one of those, but I do have one.
Oh, okay.
But maybe next week.
Okay, yeah.
If they last.
If yeah.
But it was all. I was in town. I was on my way to a work appointment. Mm-hmm. All I could say is it's a good thing that you had shorts on, because I would have just probably stayed.
That's fair. Understandable. Yeah.
So as I think we told the good people or joked about it. I thought this was a on the record conversation, but I brought you some beer.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a Kentucky bourbon barrel vanilla cream ale.
Yes.
Have you had any of them yet?
I have had one. Yes, one or two.
Think?
I can't remember. It's good, of course.
Oh,
yeah,
very good.
Very smooth. Not sweet, but not too sweet. Just kind of like that. I would say it's not just a hint of vanilla, but it's not overpowering.
Right. I had a Heavy Riff vanilla cream ale. Heavy Riff is from St. Louis,
okay,
I believe, or St. Louis area. Had one of those last week or in the past week. It's good as well. What I'm drinking tonight is something I've never heard of before. It is from North Coast Brewing Company. And that is brewed in Fort Bragg, California.
Okay. And
it is called Scrimshaw.
All right.
You know about the art of Scrimshaw, correct?
That sounds really familiar.
It's like whalers back in the day. Like the Scrimshaw is like the little carvings they would do in like whale bones and things like that.
Okay.
Or whale teeth. This is named for the delicate engravings of 19th century seafarers. This is a fresh-tasting Pilsner-style beer brewed in the finest European tradition, with a subtle hop character, a clean, crisp palate, and a dry finish.
All right. How does it taste?
I was being silly. I mean, it's good.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah. Yeah.
I drank 4 beers, Mike, during the 5 Heart podcast a few nights ago.
I don't know. Were you able to stand at the end?
People were making comments.
As well they should. I saw, I don't know what podcast it was, but you and what's her name?
Minnie?
What is it?
Minnie.
I was like, I know it's not Missy. It's not Mindy. I'm like, what is it? Missy. Right? No, Minnie. Saw about 3 minutes of you and Minnie, and I thought it was hilarious because I'm assuming your stuff couldn't work, your equipment couldn't work.
No, I was there at the beginning of the show. Ashley was driving to Kansas City that night, and she had called me from the road, and so I broke off of the show. I said, "Hey, I've got to take this phone call." Like, what? I was like, "It's my wife. I've got to take this phone call." And then I took the phone call, and I just sat here with myself muted. Like, all my stuff was working just fine. I was reading comments, following along, while also talking to my wife for 10 minutes. And
okay, maybe it was just those 10 minutes. Maybe that, because it didn't seem like you were on the phone. Although you could have had the phone down, and
I was using my AirPods.
Yeah,
I was cheating.
Yeah, well, it's not cheating. That's you can use technology. It's quite all right. How was your week?
Week's good. Week was really good. Since the last time we got together, I believe I made 2 trips to Twilight Comics, Swansea, Illinois.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Well, one of them was because yesterday, the first Saturday of August, is Free Graphic Novel Day.
Yes.
So I did get a free graphic novel and a heavily discounted second graphic novel. So I wish I knew, which trip was which. I'd have taken them out of the bags, so I don't know. Anyway, they're just the polls that I've had. Action Comics, which is continuing the House of Brainiac storyline. So we got some tie-ins from there. Green Lantern and Star Sapphire reunited at last, Mike. Reunited at last. This has a tie-in also to House of Brainiac. And then we're starting to move. Mike, I know we've talked about it, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But the Absolute Power.
Yes.
So we're going to, again, haven't read any of these yet. That looks like I want to say a Mazo, but I'm not sure. It's just anyway, more House of Brainiac tie-in here, or more of that story. Space Ghost number 3, which I haven't read Space Ghost number 2 yet. I need to. I'm behind. We have Gargoyle's Quest number 3. And then we get into, I'm good. I'm finding bonus comics, Mike. Bonus comics.
The joys of that.
The joys of bonus comics. So these are what I read. I looked down and I said, oh, crap, I got the wrong. No, so I read Grimm 18.
Okay.
And the one that I just looked down and I was like, did I read these out of order? No, it's Grimm 19.
Ooh.
So I can
still going. All right.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like having read 18, the main characters, the good guys, if you will, are finally going to take some action that's going to move the story along.
Okay.
So I'm kind of excited to pick it up again.
Yeah.
Because issue 18 basically says, all right, well, we can't just sit. I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, we can't just sit around here all day. Let's go. So maybe issue 19 will have them doing something. Again, this is an acquired but not yet read, but more Immortal Thor, which is, in my opinion, it's starting to run its course for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got Immortal Thor 1 for the Alex Ross cover, and kind of like that's where it's been for me. Sure. So I haven't read this yet, but I did acquire this. This was my freebie, free graphic novel day, and I didn't even know that this existed. So I'm kind of excited about the last will and testament of Hal Jordan. Oh, sorry, that part's down at the bottom.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay.
Legacy. So that's a hardcover book, Mike. And
I mean, I make fun of the Green Lantern movie a lot because it's horrible, but they make some good Green Lantern books.
They do make some
stories.
And again, just opening up to random page, no context or anything like that. But when that's what you see on the inside, at least raises some eyebrows and
exactly
piques some curiosity. So this is what I read last night. By the way, I was talking with the best friend of the show, Josh, who may or may not be in and out tonight. I was telling him this morning, I was up to like 2:30 this morning, and I was up at 5:30. And he says, "Why?" I said, "No idea." I said, "But I think part of it is because I actually sat down to read some comics last night, and I don't. You remember Berserker, the Keanu Reeves creation, and while that main story has ran its course, they do periodic one shots. They had one a few months back that was like ancient Greek type of setting, which I actually really enjoyed that. This might be my new favorite one shot, and it's Berserker, and it says A Face Full of Bullets, and it's set in the Old West, from the Ozarks to the Kansas territory. It's pretty wild. Like again, you get more of a glimpse. And by the way, while it's created by Keanu Reeves, or I think they refer to it inside as a Keanu Reeves production. It's actually written by acclaimed comic writer Jason Aaron, whose resume is quite long and on multiple companies. So really good single issue here. And then the one that I kind of say, I'll pick it up, and I actually have a picture for this one. Although I got the book right here with me. And that is Ghost Rider Shadow Country.
That looks really good.
So mildly misleading in the cover, because the cover makes it look like Ghost Rider and Wolverine are going to just fight. Right.
Which would be completely one-sided for Ghost Rider.
Yeah, totally. But Wolverine he is in there. Also, they talk about Mephisto and Blackheart. Blackheart plays a pretty prominent role in this. It's really good. I'm gonna drop the picture down and just kind of again show so I do have the hard copy. It's 6-ish issues at the back here. So this is volume 2 of the Ghost Rider, I guess, story or arc, something like that. Benjamin Percy. Does that name should sound familiar to you, Mike? We've talked about him before.
Yeah, the name does sound familiar. I don't know where from though.
He wrote those 2 Wolverine podcasts, like the serials.
Oh, okay.
And has done more comic book, right? But he wrote this. So again, I don't know much of the story leading into this first issue, but basically, like right away, Ghost Rider, Wolverine drags him into a bar, kicks everybody out, and I guess there's like a demon that's trying to crawl out of Ghost Rider or out of Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
And Wolverine says, "Hey, we need the other guy." I kind of tap him like, we need the other guy to burn this demon out. But the demon lives and attaches himself to the carcass, essentially, of a human that didn't quite make it out of the bar. So this picture I'm going to show up here, again, it's the back. There'd probably be a glare. It's not the best, but they call that kind of demon-y looking guy because it's parts of Johnny Blaze / Ghost Rider, but also the demon. But they call him Exhaust, and it's like a child of Blackheart, and it's like going and infecting other people. So you get different variations, different possessed peoples, and it's like I said, I couldn't put it down last night.
It sounds really interesting, and I was thinking to myself, I haven't read enough Ghost Rider. I need to read some more.
I think you have the one, right?
Might have it, yeah.
Okay.
Box. I think I know which one you're talking about. If not, then I don't know if it's here or if I returned it, but I remember reading one.
We will find it.
Yeah.
But I found myself kind of being more intrigued, and almost to the point, if I wasn't so wrapped up in reading, I would have actually looked to see if like the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movies were on Disney last night. Because sometimes you fall into that character rabbit hole. So yeah, that's what I have read. It's not much, but that's what I've read, Mike.
I'm looking right now to see if Ghost Rider. No, nothing's popping up that's free. So I was, Craig, I was telling you the book that I was going to talk about, which I am going to talk about. But before I do that, when you were like say elementary age, was it just comic books for you, or what kind of books were you into?
Hardy Boys.
Okay. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Love the Hardy
I think
Boys.
probably the series or titles that predated that would have been like the Boxcar Kids.
I vaguely remember the Boxcar Kids. Yeah.
There came a point, probably, I don't know, ages 12 to 14, where there were like stories about kids in sports who like had to overcome something. All right, so one I remember pretty, not all the details, but it was called Undercover Tailback.
Okay.
And again, it's like a junior high kid or pee-wee kid who's he's the tailback on his little football team there, and his team's losing all the time. Nobody can figure out why. And then the rumor starts going around that he's like taking pictures of the playbook and giving it to the other team. And he knows he's not the guilty party, but he's kind of ostracized for it. And I remember, spoiler alert, he puts a theory together because he's again undercover, doing all this investigative work for this super minor problem in the grand scheme of things. But he puts a scheme together, and he has like one of those not like envelopes, like those brown envelopes, and he has a pouch falls out of his uniform or whatever, and a kid freaks out, and he's like, "Oh no!" Makes a big show of putting it back in. He's like, "I know, guys," and he gets confronted by the actual, guy who's been helping cheat his team. And the pack that he had, the good kid, it was a pack of index cards, but they were, that perfect size to make it look like they were photographs back in the day. So that's how they were able to expose the real red coat, the real bad guy.
Nice. Okay. I read a lot when I was little, like a lot. And the like Hardy Boys, yes, Goosebumps.
I almost forgot about Goosebumps.
The one that always stuck out in my mind was this particular one, which I'm grabbing a second.
I've got the picture ready to go, big guy.
I know you do. Actually, go ahead and show the picture. So my teacher is an alien. I read this book. I'm not gonna say I read it a lot, but I know I read it. Here's the thing. So when I started going to the library again, I had it in my head of like, eventually I might want to go back and reread that. And I contemplated it, and because I was like, what if I go back? First of all, I know it's a children's book, and I'm 42 years old. But I'm like, what if I read it?
Zip right through it.
And I'm like, well, I did absolutely yes. What if I'm like, this is the worst book ever. And I'm like, okay, no matter what I feel about it now, I still have the childhood memory.
Right.
Young. I had to been it came out in 89, so I had been like eight or 9 years old when I read this. That guy still likes it, but I did go back and reread it. And also, here's the thing. I got it from the library, and I specifically wanted this cover because this is the cover that I saw. This is the cover that I had. There are other covers of it, and it makes it look like cartoonish and stuff. Right. I'm like, no, this is my teacher's an alien cover. Yes, very quick read. The book is very thin, only like 100-something pages. You could easily read it in one sitting if you wanted to. And it's so funny because like is it like the greatest book ever? Yes, no. It's very much that. First of all, as I was reading it, I couldn't exactly remember what happened, and I was like, "There's got to be a twist at the end," because it seemed too straight cut. Of this guy is the alien, and there's nothing. So I kept thinking like, "Oh, one of the other." I'm like, maybe I read that another teacher was the alien or something. There's two aliens or something.
Right?
No, it's not. It's pretty much just straight. It's my teacher's an alien. He wants to kidnap people to send them to space, and first of all, like. All the kids find out. Well, these two on the cover, they find out first, and then they just tell all the kids. And then there's even like, so it's gonna be what I thought was gonna happen. One of the things they do is like she plays the piccolo, and every time she picks up her piccolo, he like makes a face, whatever, like he doesn't like it. He doesn't like music. So and then she has this teacher who, like her band teacher, who really wants her to play a solo. I kept thinking like, oh, he's that teacher's clearly going to be another alien, and they're gonna fight because he knows that other alien doesn't like music, so that's going to be the battle. He's training her, and she doesn't even know it. Now, I mean, they do get him with music, and like literally, they're just like it's all the band getting together, and they play some kind of song. I forget what it was, and he like shrieks and is like, "What do you want?" They're like, "Unmask yourself." So he does, and then spoiler, by the way, this kid who I'm pointing at, which you can't see, the other kid, I think it's him. And the alien go off in space because the kid's just like, look, my life here kind of sucks, and I'm gonna see what the alien world is about. And then they leave. Now, is there more to My Teacher's an Alien? Yes, there is. There's 3 other books, and I've read all 3 of them. Well, I mean, I've read 4 total. I think the next one is My Teacher Fried My There's My Teacher Fried My Brains, My Teacher Glows in the Dark, and My Teacher Flunked the Planet. Will I read all 3 of those? I don't know, because the only way I'm reading them is if I can have the exact cover
right
from the library. I don't know why I need that, but I do.
So throughout, I don't think I ever read My Teacher's an Alien.
I don't know. I don't think it was a very popular one. I absolutely loved it.
Well, we're talking about like other books that we were reading at that age.
Yeah.
I typed in one that I had that I wore out.
Okay. I'm interested.
And I found it just now, and based on what you've told me about My Teacher's an Alien, I'm not at all surprised to find that it's the same author.
Show it. Oh, you know what? Okay, yes, Bruce Cole first. I thought it was going to be something. Okay, Monster of the Year. I'm surprised. Here's the thing. I'm surprised I didn't read that, honestly. And there's a list of his books in the back.
And by the way, that's the cover that I had.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So Monster of the Year is these 2, kids, young 10, 11-year-old kids who the one's mom works at a billboard company, advertising company. And they just get this idea. It's like the end of the summer, and they just have this crazy, they're gifted like, hey, whatever you want to build, we're going to give you kids a billboard. And so they say, let's do something crazy. Basically, it was meant to be more of like a costume contest, but it was like the Monster of the Year. And they put up a billboard for a Monster of the Year contest. And then, as you would see by the cover, they get Dracula and a mummy and werewolf and the creature from the Black Lagoon and Frankenstein's monster. They get all those classic monsters who, by the way, they just show up at the house, all super friendly. They are, you wouldn't suspect a thing. But there's like in 2020 to 2024 vernacular, we call her a Karen. But she's like, these monsters are blah, blah, blah. You kids are. And so, spoiler alert again, they end up awarding the Monster of the Year to her. And a bit of a M. Night Shyamalan there, because she's the real monster, not the creatures here. So anyway, Monster of the Year was one that I had. I'm going to have to ask my mom if there's still like a box of my old kids' books, because Garrett's about at that age. I think he would eat that up.
Yeah.
I think he would love that Monster of the Year stuff.
I think a lot of I gave Nolan a lot of my books. My Teacher's an Alien ones. I who knows what happened to those?
Right.
But I was thinking about this not that long ago, especially after reading it. It had to have been when I got the other ones that it was either a book fair or maybe going like I used to go to the library all the time, and every once in a while we would go to, I don't know, it probably wouldn't be in Books A Million, something that closed down, I'm sure, but you wouldn't have known when the next one was coming out. It would have just been you go and you're like, oh wait, oh my gosh, my teacher fried my brains, what? And grabbed it. Like it's the same excitement of like I talked about in the past of going to, I can't remember record store names anymore, but going there and flipping through the CDs and Greg's gone, he's back. Flipping through the CDs and going like, oh my gosh, they have this one. The one I've been looking for this.
Let's see, there have been like FYE.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, there were another. Shit.
There's shit.
Sam Goodies.
Sam Goodies. That's the one I was thinking of. It's Slackers. Slackers.
Not,
is the one
not shit.
Yeah, shit is that was actually that's kind of an expensive one.
That's right.
My family wasn't rich enough for shit.
Yeah, I had to go in with your waders on just in case. I liked it, man. That's a good little trip down memory lane for those books, Mike. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for leading us there, buddy. So obviously last week we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. I think we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight. But did you watch any other movies or anything like that this week? Started
rewatching Cobra Kai.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
Nice.
I think I finished the first season. So that I don't think I have.
I watched a movie. I started it yesterday or this morning. Anyway, I finished it just after dinner on my phone with my AirPod in because I didn't want to interrupt from the cartoons that were keeping the peace. I did not know this movie I found on Netflix, and I did not know that apparently it had a brief theatrical run somewhere in the world back in February. It's a run and gun. It is they call it a military thriller, and it's got some prominent names. I mean, a few big ones. Have you ever heard of Land of Bad?
Nope, not at all.
That is Liam Hemsworth, you see, and Russell Crowe. Also, and I didn't realize this until the end credits, Luke Hemsworth is in it, which is the other Hemsworth brother. And Milo, I think Milo Ventimiglia. Not Milo, I believe it's Milo. He's been in a lot of stuff. And not the worst movie. It has some turns. Let me put it this way, because we all know that allegedly I love bad movies. And if you just Google this, you're gonna find that a lot of critics are not as nice to it, but it had enough interesting turns and beats that I was very drawn in. So I think it's well worth the watch for the hour and 50 or 2 hours, that it is. Again, it's on Netflix. You're already paying for Netflix. Why not?
Might as well watch it.
Yeah. Might as well watch it. It's got some booms. It's got some explosions. It's got some moments that honestly I genuinely did not anticipate. So,
wait, did you say it has some booms like explosions or boobs?
Booms, explosions.
That's what I thought, because I was like, I hope he's not trying to sell it. Like, come on, you can see boobs. Come on, guys.
If we were doing this podcast in 1999, that might have been different.
That's yes. Oh, that reminds me though. You know what? I haven't finished it, but I went back to rewatch. Speaking of 1999, but really 2002. On Prime is National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Oh, very good.
And it is a very much a 2002 movie that I'm sure 20-year-old Mike would have found hilarious, and 42-year-old Mike is like, oh, okay, all right. You see the dog's balls again? Okay, all right. Well,
her name is Naomi. That's I moan backwards.
Yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds perfecting starting to do his Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Yeah, because in every movie, I've said this before, he's just Ryan Reynolds, and the story is built around Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
I'll say this though, I I saw a video. I think it's from one of the late night talk shows, something like that. And they said, "Oh, Deadpool 4." He's like, "Oh no." He's like, "My wife and my children will divorce me."
Here's the thing, though. I don't think we're done with Deadpool, and
I don't think so.
Once we get into talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, I'll talk more about it.
And I saw another video, which I don't believe is as recent because I don't think Blake Lively is pregnant right now. But
I think they had their fourth kid already.
In this clip, she was pregnant.
Okay.
And she was just talking about, she was just like gushing over Ryan Reynolds and how like, yeah, he's great, but at the end of the day, he can't wait to get home. Oh, and you know, I've never not respected Ryan Reynolds. Mm-hmm. You know, from his acting to, you know, they did a polygraph. The stuff that he and Hugh Jackman have done to around this Deadpool and Wolverine movie is pretty phenomenal. But I guess at one point they had Ryan hooked up to a polygraph, and he was like, whatever date it was, 2012, some Deadpool test footage was leaked. He's like, did you leak that footage, Ryan? And Ryan's like, I don't know. You know, there were like 4 of us who it could have been. I don't.
Right.
Know. So the fact that like he was so passionate about Deadpool that he that's a big risk when you sign those NDAs. You know, and that he kind of forced the studio's hand at that point. You look at what he's done for Wrexham. And again, spoiler, I don't know if you saw this, but they did have the Welsh pool or Wales pool or something
like
that.
Yeah.
And did you see who was playing?
I didn't. Well, I saw, but I don't know who it is.
Paul Mullen.
Okay.
From Wrexham FC.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody from there.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. And you may know this, I don't, but Rob McElhenney was in Deadpool.
Yeah.
But was he one of the Deadpools? Like,
he's one of the TVA people.
Did I miss him completely?
No, because he had his mask on the whole time. Nobody would have seen him. Yeah.
Oh, was he like one of the guys who was getting killed or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind of funny. So anyway, just so much respect, despite the fact that he absolutely hates one of my favorite movies of his. Not
a good movie at all.
That's fine. That is absolutely an opinion.
It's the correct opinion.
I would love to talk to him about that someday. Just be like, because I would love for him to see it through like the eyes of someone who really loves it. You know, Ryan, if you're listening, man, this is your formal invitation to come on the show and talk with us about Green Lantern.
Yes. Or whatever you want.
And that's where we lost him.
Yeah.
He's like, Nerd United, you're great. Oh, Green Lantern, no, fuck that. That was a bigger drink of beer than I thought it'd be. Let's talk. I don't want to spend too much time. We're already 33 minutes in. I don't want to spend too much time on Dead. We got quite a bit more to cover. We're a week into it. We apologize to those who haven't seen it. From this point on, for the next few minutes, just assume that we're going to have some spoilers. What was your most unexpected cameo?
Probably Blade.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Here's the thing. I was able to avoid as many spoilers as I can by not clicking on articles and reading them. Were certain things spoiled? Yes, because the internet, they would show a picture of Elektra and then go, you won't believe what set photos we've seen for, who's going to be joining Deadpool and Wolverine. It's like, so I knew she was going to, well, at least I know they put some internet rumors out there that weren't true. Like the big one was Taylor Swift was going to be Dazzler. But I remember Elektra being out. I vaguely heard about Gambit, but for whatever reason, when Wesley Snipes turned around the corner. Also, I think part of the reason I was so surprised is because for years there was the thing about Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes not getting along on the set of Blade Trinity. Because Ryan Reynolds was would kind of like improv and stuff, and Wesley wasn't all about that. In fact, I don't forget who I heard it from. I don't know if it was Ryan Reynolds or Patton Oswalt, but they were talking about how if you see a scene with Ryan Reynolds, and if it's not Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes like in the same shot, then like there's a scene where Ryan Reynolds turns and he just him on camera and he says something to what's supposed to be Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes isn't there.
Oh, like had to stand in.
Yeah, I don't even know if they had a stand in. I think it was just him, somebody, or maybe they probably had a stand in, but like just because Ryan Reynolds like to do a lot of different takes and stuff like that. But they patch everything up, or maybe it wasn't even all that bad. Who knows? I mean, it was a long time ago. But yeah, who was your like surprise? Like, oh my gosh.
Well, I want to comment on that real quick. I saw an interview with Wesley Snipes about, hey, how did it go when Ryan reached out? And he's like, well, clearly we hate each other. He's like, no, that's not a thing. That's just something that's been perpetuated out there. So there's a lot of fogginess in my mind as to, the accuracy of those rivalry. Honestly, I would say Gambit. And the only reason I say Gambit is because we never saw that Gambit.
Right.
Yes.
Like
we saw a Gambit.
Yeah.
But we never saw that Gambit. So the fact that they created that character, essentially, they brought that character to life for the first time in this cameo was honestly, and I think we talked about this before, similarly, the only trailer for this movie that I ever watched was the very first one.
Yeah.
I avoided all of the TV spots leading up to it, the second trailer, third trailer. So again, I knew about I didn't know it was called The Void. I don't think we knew that at the time, but Ant-Man's head and so Toad, and I don't even think we knew about Tyler Maine's Sabretooth because spoiler alert again, he didn't make it back to the base. Mm-hmm. But so we know about Toad and Pyro and some of those other X-Men villains from the Fox days. So I would say Gambit, just because that's one that we had not seen before. And I appreciated the approach to the accent. Well, excuse me. What I heard a lot is, from people who live deep in southern Louisiana, is like that's not horribly inaccurate. The costume, I appreciate its comic book accuracy, but if they could have just dialed it back a little bit, like just instead of going 100% comic book, you're like 75.
See, I think that this is the move that they were going like, let's go comic book accurate, whether it's good or not. Because first of all, with Gambit, did you watch the pitch meeting for Deadpool and Wolverine?
I just tonight I did.
Did they say something about like Gambit is going to be great for those who read about casting rumors in
2014?
Yeah, 2014. Yeah. That's what it was. Which is true.
I feel like that's a very specific demographic people.
Yeah.
And then I like the part. Excuse me. The part of that pitch meeting. Now we're talking about the pitch meeting of the movie. He's like, so we're gonna have Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. He was like, we're gonna have this. This is basically a lot of cameos. So let's just go down the list and get them all out of the way now. And then the guy's like in a coma
because he has a seizure. Yeah.
So,
would you want to see a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum, just like it is? His accent, the costume, everything.
I'll say this, because I enjoyed the way that they showed off his powers.
Yes, I did like that.
I could sit through again. I was fine with the accent. I think as weird as seeing Channing Tatum with that much hair.
yeah, true.
But I'd sit through that movie for sure.
I mean,
you're talking to the guy who sat through all of The Acolyte and Madam Web.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I almost feel like they would need like subtitles for it. You know, I really do.
The translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your favorite Wolverine? Besides OG Wolverine, besides the Wolverine they use? I guess he's not OG Wolverine, isn't it?
I guess not. Mean the worst Wolverine?
Yeah, the worst. Yeah.
Probably Cavroline.
Yeah. Mine's comic book sized accurate Wolverine. He jumps off the stool. He's 4 foot tall.
If nothing else, that showed how ridiculous that would look.
Yes. Cavroline, of course, is amazing.
I liked the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine as well. Okay, and I didn't notice at first, but he doesn't have his left hand, his left fist. Apparently, in the comic, Cyclops blasts off the hand.
Okay. So, and then I know in the trailer and a little bit in the movie, they, like you said, he's the worst Wolverine. Okay, am I wrong in this? So basically, what happened? Again, spoiler alert, people. That he was supposed to be he was technically part of the X-Men, and they wanted him to fight or whatever. But he's just like, okay, I'm gonna go off to the bar, and he hangs out of the bar, and then when he comes back, they're all dead, right?
Yeah, and like he didn't want to be an X-Men. It was my interpretation. They kept because I know they mentioned Scott and Storm, or maybe Beast and Storm, something like that, and they're like, yeah, they kept hounding me. He's like, I didn't want to be a part of it. And so he left. I don't know if it was at the bar or what, but while he was gone, the team got obliterated.
Yeah, which is if he was there, he probably would have gotten obliterated too. I thought it was going to be. And here's the thing: they can't make it too bad because isn't there something in the comic books where he thinks they're Sentinels and he kills them all, or is that somebody else?
No, that's Wolverine. I'm trying to. Oh gosh, dang! I have that story. I read that story.
I've read it too. I that's what I thought it would be something like that, something really tragic. But then it's like, well, I don't know, is that redeemable or not? So they had to do something where he's like, he has a tragic past, but still, hey, you're not that bad of a guy.
Yeah, you just abandoned him at their time of need.
Yeah, he went to the bar for a drink.
We've all been there.
So this is what I was going to say about Deadpool coming back. I have a very strong feeling either they've already filmed it or something, or they're going to film it soon. But we are at some point in time going to get the answer for why was Thor crying over Deadpool. I really do. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think they just put that in there just as like, oh, that's gonna be a funny scene or whatever.
I could see that being like Secret Wars, Secret Empire, whatever it is.
Well, that's more to talk about, but yeah. Secret Wars, and then Secret Wars, then Doomsday, or Doomsday.
Doomsday first, and then Secret Wars
first.
So
yeah,
I could see him being part of Secret Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they have an entire Deadpool arc because Deadpool the character wasn't around until after Secret Wars.
Yes.
And so then they have like Deadpool in the Secret Wars, where he's like just not roaming around, but he's a part of it all of a sudden. Yeah. So it will be very Deadpool-y for him to be in Secret Wars. So speaking of the track that we're on with the Avengers, a little over a week ago, I think it was actually the night later in the night that we recorded, or the next night.
It was the next night.
It was announced that the Russo brothers are coming back to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars.
Yep.
And it's not just the Russo brothers that are coming back, Mike.
It's true.
What Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doomsday.
Yes.
Were you shocked by that news? Like, I don't typically follow the rumors until something's like official. It's just, Yeah. So were you shocked by that announcement?
Yes, absolutely. I had not heard any rumors about him coming back. I heard a lot of people wanting him to come back, not necessarily for Doomsday, but wanting him to, No, not Doom.
Just wanting him back, right?
Yeah, wanting him back. But no, yeah, I was shocked. I had heard other people for this role. Cillian Murphy was the one that I kept hearing a lot for it. Here's the thing. I'll say, do I trust Robert Downey Jr. as an actor? Absolutely. You know, he started. I mean, I know he technically didn't, but he really started MCU. I just hope that there's a clear difference between how he plays Tony Stark and how he plays Victor Von Doom.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Also,
you first.
No, I was going to say, I know I kept calling him Doomsday. His name's not Doomsday.
No, that's a different.
But I do think it's hilarious that they is there no, like a copyright for DC because that's like, I mean, I don't know if they, you know, the next it's Superman Thanos, you know.
Well, no, but what I really want now, and I don't think it'll happen unless Deadpool is in the movie. But I really like for two of the heroes to be like, "What? Is your mom's name Martha?"
Yeah. Here's what I will say. Okay, so this is what I have. I don't know if this is going to be the actual Doctor Doom or if it's going to be a variant.
Right.
You know, like, is he going to be the Doctor Doom or not? Again, either way, that's fine. But I have a feel there's going to be a scene where Spider-Man Tom Holland looks and he sees, oh my gosh, it's Tony Stark, and he's shocked and he starts running up to him or whatever, and then, you know, Doctor Doom doesn't kill him, but he just, you know,
blasts him away.
Yeah.
Does this make you any more interested in reading Infamous Iron Man? Infamous Iron Man was, of course, a Marvel publication. Took place after Civil War II. So we're going to talk, you know, when was it released? It started October of 2016, went through September 2017, so 12 issues. In that arc, which is, by the way, is written by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev, you have Victor Von Doom taking on the persona of Iron Man.
I would absolutely read that.
I kind of want to now, don't I?
Yeah. Now, okay. So right now, are they going to do that storyline? No.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But here's the thing:
It would be more of a. You would think it almost have to be more of a Tony Stark taking on the persona of Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just think they're going to have to address the fact that they look they look the same. You know, they can't just be like, oh no, that's weird. Anyway,
moving on.
Yeah.
So, hey,
okay.
Marvel's back.
Yes, Marvel's back, and we can continue on with our blind ranking and our pick five. But I just thought of something. I wonder, because like I said, it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be a variant. Or what if they show it is? God, I don't want them to do this, but what if it's like, oh, it is Tony Stark, but if it's Tony Stark, if instead of this path that led him to Iron Man, it's this path. I don't want that though.
No. So
I hope they don't. Russo Brothers, don't listen to me on that one. Forget about that one. I know you listen to the podcast. We'll do the storyline later. That's fine. All right.
Just one more kind of quick thing out of San Diego Comic-Con, and that is in Hall H was our good friend and definitely our podcast inspiration, Mr. Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Who was there at Hall H. And there you see him, if you're watching, Slim and Trim, Kev Smith. And he showed the trailer, the first trailer for his latest movie, which is called The 4:30 Movie.
Yeah, and the trailer actually is pretty good.
Yeah. It's a shame that it's got an R rating, and the fact that like the actors aren't even 17, they wouldn't even be able to go watch the movie. But yeah, no, I watched the trailer. Of course, we shared the trailer over on our Facebook page. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Looks like, kind of like a wild 80s teen movie again.
Yeah.
Which I think we're from a cinematic theater going standpoint, I think we're starting to get too, I don't want to say pigeonholed, but too focused on like big budget intellectual property movies.
Yeah.
And whether this is Kevin Smith or someone, like we need variety. Like it, to paraphrase the American Dream, the Thoreau's, where he says that wrestling should be like a buffet. There should be a little bit of something for everybody. Same with movie theaters. You know, even when tremendous that they had, you know, at the O'Fallon movie theater, I think they had 10 of the available theaters showing Deadpool. But like, that shows that we need to have more movies being made. And two, we just need more variety.
Well, I mean, it's there is variety, and you can choose to see whatever movie you want. Here's the problem for me is if I'm going to spend $30 to go to the movie theater, I want a big action packed, you know, I want to be like, you know, wow.
Oh, the spectacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, it's fair.
Now, granted, I could also choose just to go to a cheaper movie theater too, but that's, you know, and I think for $4.30 movie, I might.
I know we talked about that after I was looking at my banking app after I saw Deadpool. I'm like, Lord, $15 for the ticket when you include the fees, or whatever it was, $17 maybe, and another $15 for a medium popcorn and a 20-ounce bottle of water. And it cost, and that was just for me.
Yeah, and look, I don't know what the financial part of it or anything, but I do think a lot of movies, and probably $4.30 movie, honestly, probably will work better on streaming. It'll probably it would have been. Here's the thing, like I think it would be great, and I know it's going to the theater, so it doesn't matter. But like if it was on Netflix, I would come over to your house, grab some popcorn, and just chill with you and watch. You know, we'd cuddle up together, or however you want to do it. I don't know.
Don't lie, you'd sneak out while I was sleeping in my chair.
Well, after 15 minutes, you would fall asleep. You know, but that's like those type of movies. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. Maybe you can't even make money that way. I have no idea. Last thing I'll say about this movie in the trailer, it looked very good, and it didn't look. And I don't mean this disrespectfully. It didn't look like the typical Kevin Smith, where it was talking about, you know, weed. And you know.
No, it looked like it was, again, kind of an 80s teen rom-com. So. Yeah. Or, you know, pining after the girl that apparently you made out with once in the pool a summer before. So
I know that feeling.
We all have those stories.
So true. All right, let's get to our do you want to do blind ranking first?
Let's do blind ranking because we don't have any visual aids for that.
That's true. I was like, okay, I should get my list up then.
I have my list rocking and ready to go.
All right. So what we're doing is we're blind ranking. I put streaming, really just TV shows. I think these are all on, the ones I have are all on a streaming service.
Yeah, specifically, I did the ones that were like only streaming service. Like I didn't do anything that ever, to the best of my knowledge, ever debuted on any network or cable platform.
I might have one that debuted on, but it's on a streaming service now, and it's
I have one that eventually landed on one, but that's because due to COVID, a lot of production was shut down and they needed content.
So should I name my list first, because that way you can see if I could have been way off. I thought of the blind ranking, and I don't know if I followed my own thing. All right, so we're doing 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and again, we're blind ranking shows that are on a streaming service now, and they should have been always, but they are now.
Okay.
All right. Game of Thrones.
Two.
Okay. House of Dragon.
Yeah, 5. I've not ever. I believe the entire second season is out now. I've not watched a single episode.
By the way, that's okay. Also, caveat for that, we haven't. These are ones I think you've watched at least some of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think you've watched. Actually, some I know you've watched all of. But it's, like you said, House of Dragon. I knew you watched some of it. Okay.
Right.
Community.
Ooh. That's not fair because that started on a network. 3.
What network did it start on?
It was on NBC, I'm pretty sure.
No, it ended up on, I think it started on like something, I don't know. It ended up on NBC eventually, but that's fine. There's another one that also was, it's all streaming service now, so that's what counts.
The first 5 seasons airing on NBC from September 17th, 2009 to April 17th, 2014.
Yeah, it's still a Netflix show.
And the final season airing on Yahoo Screen.
Yes. All right, so 3 for that one.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Glendale Community College.
Yeah. Cobra Kai.
Oh, gosh dang. I'm just trying to figure out if you're going to give me one that's better than Game of Thrones. I don't want to put Cobra Kai at 4, but I'm leaving that open for a potential number 1.
Okay,
4.
This is the one that yes, it started off on network, but I consider it a streaming show. The Office.
Okay, 1.
Okay. And then last but not least, this is your number 6 one. Ted Lasso.
Gosh dang it. You win.
Okay.
I would, with the benefit of making it a unblind ranking, I would absolutely put Ted Lasso number 1.
I know you would.
Question. And I'd probably do Community number 2.
Yeah.
Office, then Game of Thrones, Cobra Kai, House of Dragon.
Yeah.
So, all right. Oh, man. The good news is on our blind ranking, we don't have any, duplicates.
Yeah.
The bad news is that I think you gave me a much better list than I'm giving you. And by the way, I have some heavy hitters on my list, but I don't have Ted Lasso, and I think Ted Lasso trumps all.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. All of these debuted on a streaming platform.
Okay, good. Thank you for following the rules that I said that I did not follow.
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. That's a good 3. That's almost a 2. I forgot about that one too.
The Mandalorian.
Look, the first, I think I saw the first season. Maybe I saw the second. I don't remember, but I'm putting that lower. I'm putting that at a 5.
Okay, I think this is going to be your number 6, but I don't know. I've also never seen this. Is the only one out of our 2 lists that I've never seen.
Okay.
At all. Tiger King.
Oh, Tiger King. Look, amazing during COVID, but just also because that's the only thing on. Would I ever go back and rewatch it? No. So yeah, I'll throw that at a 6.
How about this one? This is a fun one. Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. Man, that's either a 4 or 2. That was an unexpected one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to throw it at a 2. I'm going to give it that old 2 spot.
I'm surprised you didn't give me The Boys.
I didn't even think about it.
I'm not giving you The Boys. The next one that I have is Titans. The DC.
4.
Okay. Well, then, again, I didn't go with what I knew was your least favorite.
Right.
I tried to take care of you. Hawkeye.
Okay. Yeah. Hawkeye at 1. That works. I'm fine.
You'd probably shuffle it around, put Only Murders in the Building at number 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably. But Twisted Metal, I forgot about it, but I remember enjoying it so much. Yeah. Hawkeye would not be number 1. It would be either probably Only Murders, and Titans would be lower.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, I can't believe I forgot about Ted Lasso. And also, I went with more action-y.
Yeah.
The thing is, you could do 6 of them just from the MCU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
What if, but
yeah. All right. Should we do our pick 5 now?
Let's do it, Mike. And by the way, again, no duplicates.
I'm again, though, I'm hoping there's a because we're doing breakfast foods, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're 50. We each put 15 breakfast foods down. Other person has to pick 5. The rest are gone forever in our imagination.
Right.
There's a specific breakfast food I'm hoping you have on there because I specifically did not put it on mine.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I did the blind ranking first. Let's throw your foods up first.
Okay. All right. You tell me after I read them. You tell me if the one made the list.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So these are the breakfast foods that I selected for Mike, and we have bagels, omelets, eggs Benedict. We have crepes, pancakes, coffee cake, biscuits and gravy. So we're from St. Louis area, so we got that gooey butter cake going on. How about the waffles? Just put a good old thing of hash browns. We have on the bottom left breakfast casserole. We have jelly donuts, parfaits, scones, and bottom right is that full English breakfast. Did the one that you leave off make my list?
Absolutely, and it's going to be my first choice, and that's biscuits and gravy.
Yes.
All right,
that was probably super easy to get that one.
Yeah,
that was one of the first ones that came to mind.
Okay, so biscuits and gravy, I got to put that on there. Look, parfaits aren't bad. Look, I just recently
fun as heck and refreshing.
I add some granola to my yogurt now. Get a little bit of a crunch. It's really good. I got to put that on there? Not necessarily.
Guys, we're not going for health here necessarily, Mike.
No. Because I'm gonna go pancakes. Pancakes or waffles. I'm going pancakes every time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Look, if somebody gives me waffles, am I gonna turn them down? Of course not. But
it was just me and the boys yesterday for breakfast, and I made waffles and bacon. It was
nice. Yeah,
pretty
delicious. Good. Those donuts. What kind of donuts are those?
I just went jelly donuts with powdered sugar on the outside.
I'm gonna go some jelly donuts.
It's hard to pass. It's my favorite type of jelly donuts, powdered sugar.
Yeah. Okay, that gooey butter cake does look good.
Not as good as my mom's homemade, just so you know.
I
just didn't have a picture of that around.
Understandable, but I'm going to throw the gooey butter on there.
There you go. That's a St. Louis boy.
Yeah, and look, the omelets are good.
Damn right.
I haven't had one for a while. Big, yeah. But I don't know. That breakfast casserole looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to throw the breakfast. I'm going to throw breakfast casserole.
Yeah, buddy. I got a killer breakfast casserole recipe. I want to make it now. That's the problem is we were going to record Friday, and then we were going to record. We kicked around last night, and it didn't happen. And then Sunday night, so I have just wanted breakfast all weekend long.
Yeah. Understandable.
And it's no different now. So, what elegant pictures also, by the way.
Yes.
So, all right. So your 5 again that you
I had
for the listeners.
Biscuits and gravy, pancakes, jelly donuts, gooey butter cake. Hopefully Greg's mom's makes it, and then breakfast casserole.
By the way, not only that, but when we go over there for Christmas or Easter, it's usually breakfast casserole and the gooey butter cake.
Nice.
Oh, it's tremendous. I'm so spoiled. All right. You ready for the ones that you gave me, Mike?
I am ready.
Okay. So I have, again, because the benefit of being the guy who puts these images together, I don't remember all of them, but there's one of them that I didn't even recognize. So
I know exactly what it is.
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay, so there's bran flakes. There's breakfast pizza.
Yes, sir.
Cheerios. Chocolate donuts.
Oh, so good.
I want to say is that strudel?
Strudel or Danish?
Yeah. Fried egg. French toast.
Yes.
Honey bun.
Yep.
Sausages. Scrambled eggs with cheese. I specifically had with cheese.
Okay.
This is the McGriddle.
Yep.
Oatmeal. Just your fruit smoothie.
That's the one I didn't know. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, this one.
I've never seen that before. No.
This one that you don't know is Geta.
What is Geta?
Geta is, thank you for asking. It is, it's a Cincinnati thing. I put it simply for me because that's my grandma and grandpa are from that area. It's like sausage and oats and spices. If you've ever had it, it's really good. Some people compare it to Scrapple. If you've ever had Scrapple, Scrapple's nothing compared to Geta.
Scrapple sucks.
Yeah, but it's with my grandma used to always make it. I think my mom has made it as well. My sister can make it. I've made it before.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but I simply put that on there for myself. And then specifically brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts.
Which, by the way, are the best Pop-Tarts.
That's why I put them on there.
A very close second. Like, I wouldn't say 1A, 1B, but like 1, and then like a pretty close 2. The s'mores ones are pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, and here's the thing. When you're a kid, you don't want that brown sugar cinnamon one because it doesn't have enough fun colors or sprinkles or anything like that. Yeah. Like, I always looked at that and I was like, oh, those are my dad's Pop-Tarts. But those are where it's at. All right, so the first one we're holding on to forever with love in our hearts is French toast.
Okay,
without question. And that's a gorgeous imagery right there that you gave us. I can't believe I didn't just include like a platter of bacon on there.
I thought of that too. Yeah,
but we'll do sausage because I love breakfast sausage. And for me personally, that particular picture of scrambled eggs is not the most appetizing, but I love scrambled eggs.
Okay, fair.
With cheese. So I'll do those three. So right now we're killing that middle row.
Yes.
We'll do the breakfast pizza.
Yes.
There's like, sometimes the school fundraisers come around with like the frozen pizzas and the as weird as it sounds, the fundraiser breakfast pizza, so good. And I know Casey's General Stores has a pretty nice breakfast pizza.
That's what I was just going to mention.
And then the last of the ones here, oh man, 'cause I love breakfast so much. But those, from the moment that I was doing the picture work on this, those chocolate donuts have been speaking to me, bro.
Yes.
And I think I got to go with them.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember when the McGriddle came out, but I've never been wowed by the McGriddle. Like if I'm going through McDonald's drive-through for some breakfast, I'm just getting a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Like the biscuits, I think are far superior to the McGriddle. That's just me.
Okay, fair.
I also, while I like pancakes or waffles with syrup, I don't want to have any of that sweetness when I'm having like a bacon and eggs or anything like that.
That's fair.
So I'm weird, man. I'm weird.
Okay.
So, all right. Now the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me the 5 you would keep on this list.
Okay. So obviously I'm going Geta.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna go breakfast pizza.
How do you spell that Geta, by the way? Any idea?
Goetta.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna go sausage.
Yeah.
I'm more of a bacon man, but sausage is good too. Same. I'm also going the scrambled eggs with cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am gonna go. I'll go that smoothie.
I thought you might. Where are you at on those breakfast burgers? Like you go to like an Applebee's. I'm not saying it's got to be an Applebee's, but you go to a restaurant. They got that burger with that sunny side up egg on the top, where when you cut into it or bite open, then you got the yolk that runs free.
I've only tried it once. I tried it at Twisted Biscuit in Edwardsville, and it was, I'll say, subpar.
Okay.
Now I'll try it again though. Not at Twisted Biscuit, but I'll try it somewhere else.
Is Twisted Biscuit, is that like a breakfast place or a
brunch type of place?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, as I look at my list here, I've never had Eggs Benedict.
Me neither.
I've never had a crepe.
Same.
I almost put a Blintz up here, and the only reason is I was thinking of Austin Powers and Goldmember, smoking a pancake, bonging a Blinch, piping a crepe. So I was like, all right, boom, there's 2 or 3 right there. So while you go pancake, I go waffle.
That's fair.
I'm gonna
wrong
take
but fair.
That's fine. I've been wrong. My life is defined by wrong but fair. I'm gonna do, because I love eggs, so I'm gonna do the omelet.
Okay.
I'm gonna get those biscuits and the gravy. We're gonna do Greg's mom's gooey butter cake.
Yeah.
And Greg's mom's breakfast casserole.
Now, if you're getting a great list, by the way, if you're getting an omelet, what do you have in it?
I'm pretty simple. I just do bacon and cheese.
Yeah, that's what I like too.
Like, I don't need anything fancy. I just bacon and cheese,
Yeah.
and it's been like that my entire life because I love bacon and I love cheese.
My dad was really good at making omelets. I was going to say specifically, 95% of the time I've tried to make omelets, it ended up being scrambled eggs. I cannot do it.
There, I don't know if you saw the picture from last weekend. I don't even remember where the hell happened, but like 2 Saturday mornings in a row, it was just me and the boys. Like this past weekend, Ashley was in Kansas City for the concert. I'm racking my brain to think where the heck she was last Saturday. But I know that I was planning on making bacon and eggs, and like specifically bacon and an omelet, because I took a few slices of bacon out of the package and I cut them up so that I'd have the small bacon pieces to go in my omelet. And then Matt and Rob were like, "We want eggs? We want bacon?" I was like, I'll feed you. The problem is I give them the eggs and they don't really eat the eggs.
Oh yeah.
So then I was in the process of making the oh crap. Well, from that point, like I couldn't do the omelet because I just threw all the eggs into the pan and served them up. And I was like, at least Rob's eating bacon. But no, they didn't really go for those eggs. But that's all right.
Maybe one day.
I didn't eat 6 eggs that morning. I only needed 4.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, true.
I mean, probably didn't need 4, but that's how
it's good protein.
That's right. And I threw in the full English breakfast because I've been seeing that a lot more recently. I mean, you got a couple eggs there. They have bacon, sausage, and a ham.
There's nothing about that doesn't look good to me.
Well, they have tomatoes.
Take those off.
They have something else. Like
mushrooms. Take those off.
Mushrooms, and then they have beans in the middle.
Yeah. English people love beans at all times. I don't. The beans are good, but
I just don't know if I need them all the time.
I don't. Yeah.
Like how do I go?
Maybe who knows?
How do I go to like England if I ever go to visit? I'm not saying I will, but how do I go be like, all right, I want that full English breakfast, but like a third of it. Like I just want the ham, bacon, sausage, and eggs, but I don't want that sunny side up. Can I get them scrambled?
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be very offensive.
I think so too. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to suck it up.
Order something else.
I'm gonna have to shovel down some beans at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey. Let's go get on that double-decker bus. Sorry, that's more than the good people need.
All right, you ready?
Let's call it a night, Mike. It's 10:13, and I got a meeting in the morning, so
okay.
This is a lot of fun. We missed Fred. Fred wanted to be here tonight. How things change in a span of about 15 minutes. At 8:01, he says, "First, I saw Greg Poole and Lutherine too, so we can talk about that." He says, "Have a good stream, guys. Soul-crushing work stuff is wearing on me, and I'm not a fun day to catch you next week." So,
all right, Fred, catch you next week.
And can't wait to hear your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Maybe you liked this one. You never know. And then we got a care emoji or care reaction from Josh on Facebook. So thank you, Josh. And thank you all of our viewers and listeners. Join us. Be part of the conversation. Our link tree is active. I did things last weekend, Mike. I put stuff on Instagram.
Ooh.
And on X.
Nice.
So check all that stuff out. And if only I could find a way to use our link tree to have people pay us.
Well, we got to have actually people watch us first before they pay us. So
that's true.
We're about 1,000 viewers short of even thinking about people paying us.
Well, you're probably right. But all right, that'll do it for this episode. I've been brought back down to reality. So, well, for my good friend and the co-host of the year, Mike Luther, I'm Greg Mahochko. This is Nerds United, a Jerry Monkey podcast. We remind you each and every week, Mike, to be kind
and rewind.
This is a production of the Jittery Monkey Podcast Network. For more jittery shenanigans, go to jitterymonkey.com.